Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Cancer energy. And like usual on this channel, we're going to do two rows. The top row is going to be a more high vibrational Cancer energy, having hope and faith and belief in your dreams. And the bottom row could be your more shadowy nature, or your more fearful nature, or your more worldly nature. Some people are battling within themselves because in order to move forward in a new way, we have to release something from the past or see a new truth or come to a clear understanding about something. So, for some of you, it could be a battle within yourself, or for some other people. But there is going to be some people in the world who have gone through some life experiences that they have definitely decided they're moving forward in a new way. They have seen some truth. They have gained some insight and understanding about how they don't want to live their life anymore. And then there's definitely going to be some people who reject doing that, and they're going to keep repeating the same pattern. And that can be kind of shadowy energy if they're refusing to see the truth or be in denial of the truth. And then there's some people who just like to use their emotions manipulatively to get what they want. That would be shadowy energy. And people who just are kind of unenlightened to the truth, and they are still caught up in the illusion of the world and thinking it's all about money and materialism and status and image as being the most important thing in their life. So we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives. It doesn't matter if you're a Cancer sun sign or not. We all harness Cancer energy. So if you harness high vibe Cancer energy, you'd probably want to be in relationships with other people who harness high vibe Cancer energy. And if you harness a more worldly focused Cancer energy, you'd probably like to hang out with people who are like that. So listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where other people in your life are at in the story. Okay, so the reason for the top row's reading is the Eight of Swords. It's also the reason why the reading came out. If you were someone in the past, we go from the Eight of Swords down to the Two of Swords, which is a Six of Swords energy being let go of. If there was something you had been moving forward towards that you thought was the best decision or was the solution to your mental conflict, some people are realizing that's not the case. That's the wrong decision. I need to stop and listen to my intuition, what I'm going to invest in the Seven of Pentacles. And because sometimes we can move forward with something between the Seven and the Two of Pentacles is the Five of Pentacles, and that's Taurus energy, which can have to do with, is this really aligned with my truth? If I'm in a certain job or relationship that I was moving forward with, that I thought was going to be my dream job or dream relationship, or the way I was living my life was going to bring my dreams into reality, some people are realizing, wait a minute, I better stop and pause and think about this. And some people right now could be letting go of something, or just taking their time to really get balanced within themselves, really giving a lot of thought to, is this what I want to align with? Because there's a maximum of 10 swords, so if someone's Eight of Swords up in their head, they could have been focused on aligning with something in the Two of Cups, but is that the right thing to align with? Am I invested in this? Is this what I love? Is this what motivates and inspires me? Are the people who are moving with me because of love? Or are they moving forward with me more because Taurus energy can represent the things of the world? Are people moving forward with me more because of ego or image or status or want for stability and security? If we're in high vibe energy and we're motivated and inspired by love, we want to make sure that the other people moving forward with us are also motivated and inspired by love. And underneath that is the Three of Cups, which is Cancer energy. So I think it's like, are the people who are moving forward with me harnessing high vibe Cancer energy, or are they harnessing shadowy Cancer energy, where they're using their emotions manipulatively? And the Tower card is about, should I let go of something And then the Virgo energy is about going within to gain insight and understanding. And the Judgment Karma card is about making a final decision. And the King of Swords is, what's my truth? What foundation am I going to... Are the people that I'm moving forward with, am I moving forward with people who are fearful and insecure? Are they kind of emotionally manipulated? Are they emotionally manipulated by things in their life that basically makes them unstable? Because if we're not building our foundation on love, well then, you know, we might... I'm assuming the high vibe people want to build their foundation on love and truth and justice and fairness and balance. But sometimes we have other people in our life that they're manipulated by a lot of things. You know, that's being manipulated by your shadow nature. Are they fearful? Are they insecure? Are they codependent? Are they unstable? Are they more materialistically motivated? Immature, indulgent? Basically, am I bringing someone with me who really, this isn't a solid foundation? And if it's a workplace, you know, this isn't a solid foundation. And so some people right now, I think, are doing this work within themselves because they're trying to make a decision. And then it's interesting, we go from the 8 of Swords down to the 1 sword, which means the 7 of Swords is at play. Am I deceiving myself? Am I being deceived by other people? Am I seeing the truth? Am I working with other people who are trying to confuse me about the truth? And Virgo energy goes within to see the truth. Who do I want to have move forward with me? Who do I need to leave behind? What is my truth? Is it love? Well, then I need to speak my truth. If I've been involved in something that maybe I wasn't wanting to see the truth of, that either someone was indulging me or I was indulging them, you know, if the truth is I want a long-term stable foundation that's stable and grounded and abundant in a lot of different ways, you know, being balanced is the big thing in high vibe energy. I want people who are truthful and honest and just and fair and stable and grounded and loving. And both the 10 of Pentacles and the Virgo or the Hermit card are both Virgo energy. And in high vibe, it's like, I want to have people in my future who have self-reflected, are self-aware, you know, that if they have a lot of fears and insecurities, do they ever do any work to deal with those things? If their kind of go-to way of being in life is to kind of use their emotions manipulatively to get people to do what they want, I don't want people like that in my future. Are you aware that you do that? You know, do we have people in our life in the 8 of Swords who are fearful of love? They're so afraid of, you know, people manipulating them that it makes them unstable, but they never do the work within themselves to figure out why they have all those fears and maybe to deal with that so that, you know, they can be a little more trusting and hopeful to realize, like, not everybody is manipulative and deceptive in relationships. So the 7 of Swords in high vibe also is that if I keep moving forward in the way that I am, if my goal is to be in loving, truthful, just, fair, balanced, insightful, mature, grounded relationships, have I been listening to my intuition or have I not? And then it's, am I willing to listen to my intuition? And if my intuition is telling me that the path I'm moving on, I better watch out. I might move forward with some people who harness these energies in a shadowy way, who could be in shadowy Libra energy, people who, and with 10 of Pentacles, people who might present themselves as seeming very just and fair and balanced and stable and grounded and abundant in different ways in the world. But are they really kind of bossy and controlling, and they turn their back on having self-awareness? Kind of like, no, I'm the boss. If I say something's just and fair, it's just and fair. I don't have to self-reflect. You just have to listen to me. It's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. So, some of you have already let go of some people who are like that, who you kind of realized you couldn't have the type of balanced, supportive, encouraging, self-reflective, insightful, mature type relationship with some people. And you let that relationship go, and you did move forward because you have a dream. The Six of Swords is also Aquarius energy, just like the Seven of Swords. Wherever you had been was causing you, and again, it could just be working with a family member. It could have been a job or a relationship or a friendship that you had or a way of living your life. And it was causing you mental conflict. And we want to make sure that when we have mental conflict that we're taking action in truth and love and clarity and insight, authenticity, because otherwise we might move forward in a way that we think, and the whole thing is we all have lessons learned, so we might get ourselves into something, even though we did have the best of intentions, where it's like, wait a minute, I think this was another situation where I was supposed to learn some lessons. And we all continually have lessons to learn in life. So let's see what you let go of and what you're not showing people. So I think you are willing to cut some shadowy people or ways of being out of your life, and you harness that energy in a high vibe way, which some people maybe didn't realize about you, because they maybe didn't think you would be willing to take action on your truth. Oh, sun reverse. Okay. If this was in the upright, it would be like loving and warm and authentic and giving and supportive and encouraging. And you realize something wasn't that. And it could just be that the sun card is Leo energy. You could have realized that you were dealing with some people who weren't who they said they were. Because people can wear a false mask and present themselves as being like high vibe Leo energy. I'm loving, I'm warm, I'm encouraging, I'm supportive, I'm being authentic, I'm not prideful, I'm not egotistical. And then you find out that they tried to manipulate people to get what they want. And you realized it wasn't the loving, warm, supportive, encouraging environment you thought it was. And, Leo energy of the sun can kind of be about kind of being in the spotlight, everything looking great, everything looking wonderful. And some people could have thought you would never give that up. If by worldly standards it all looked great, look how wonderful and successful this job or relationship is. What they didn't know about you is you're willing to let go of something that's false. That if it professes to be warm and loving and nurturing and like you got it all, and you don't, you are willing to let it go. And also what they didn't maybe know about you is they could have been people who are aligned with their more egoic or worldly nature. You should stay in this job, you should stay in this friendship, you should stay in this relationship because we look so victorious and successful or blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I'm not my ego. I don't let my ego run my life. I listen to my intuition. And if my intuition is telling me that this isn't what it was cracked up to be, I'm going to speak my truth, because the Tower would indicate that something was revealed. People can create this illusion that everything's going to be wonderful. You don't know the truth. You should invest here in this job or this friendship or this relationship. We're these balanced people. We're stable and grounded and just and fair. We work together cooperatively. If something is going wrong, we put in work and effort to be just and fair and correct things. And then you find out, That's bullshit. You don't do that. And so then it's like, yeah, I'm leaving this job. Why? Because you have a dream in the Three of Wands. And if you realize my dream is not going to come into reality here, and maybe the people that you were working with were more aligned with Five of Swords energy that we had between the 8 and the King of Swords is, well, and then we had from, well, I guess the 8 to the 6, and the 6 is moving away from the 5. You could have been dealing with people who have a lot of mental conflict about the truth. They might not want to see the truth. They might not want to invest in being balanced. They might have a lot of fear of working together cooperatively and kind of be their more authentic self in the world and quit hiding and to speak their truth and take action in truth and justice and fairness. And with all of that combined, it's like, yeah, no, you seem to have a lot of mental conflict about working together cooperatively, bringing a just and fair and authentic and loving situation into reality. And that's what I want. And if that's not what you want, then we're motivated and inspired by different things. So I think you let go of that, and other people are letting go of that. They're getting out of their pride and ego to listen to their intuition, because their intuition is like our superpower. You know, just like bats have sonar to navigate in the dark, we have been given our intuition, but so much of our life we ignore it. You know, a lot of times it really kicks in when we're going to do something we really maybe shouldn't be doing. And our intuition tells us, like, I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's a good idea. I think we've done something like this before. I don't think this is going to turn out well. I don't think we should. And then we do it anyway, you know? Well, you know, you live enough life. You get to where it's like, yeah, that didn't work out the way I thought. How did that not work out the way I thought? And, you know, sometimes we do listen to our intuition and we get in jobs and situations and friendships and relationships and it doesn't work out the way we thought. But the whole point was there was something we were meant to learn, and we get drawn and attracted to people because we have lessons to learn from them. There's some maybe truth that we weren't seeing. We could be naive and gullible, and we've got to realize that some people have a lot of fear about being just and fair. Some people have a problem being loving. Some people have a lot of fears and insecurities. Some people are bossy and controlling, you know, and it's all to get us to grow up and see the truth that not everybody's motivated and inspired by love, you know, and we have our own growing up to grow and mature ourselves, to be willing to speak our truth and to be willing to do this inner work within ourselves to deal with our unstable ways of being that are kind of immature and prideful or impulsive or reckless. And, you know, the biggest thing is to learn to love ourselves and offer love to our foundation so that we're very stable and grounded within ourselves. Because once we do that, we wouldn't take action more out of pride or ego and immaturity and indulgence, because we've learned all these lessons in life. And we want our dreams to come into reality. So now, you know, if we get in friendships or relationships or workplaces and we say, oh, wait a minute, this reminds me of something I've been involved in before. Yeah, no. I'm going to speak my truth and protect my foundation and my dreams. And if something has been revealed that you shouldn't be here with me because you're not ready, and I have seen the truth of that, because I have lived enough life to know when people show me the truth of who they are, I accept it the first time, and I'm not as stubborn and in my ego as I was in the past. Now, if somebody shows me the truth of who they are, it's not like, oh my God, but I love them. Oh my God, I want to work here. Oh my God, you know, and God be like, you know, you can work there as long as you want. It'll just be what it is. But you've seen the truth. And if you're willing to listen to your intuition and get out of your ego and take action in truth, when things and people seem to have a lot of mental conflict about being just and fair and supportive and encouraging and loving, you know, you listen to your intuition. And then, oh, the Knight of Swords not showing itself. Well, I think some people right now, these cards right here kind of seem, and with the Virgo Hermit is going within to do all this kind of inner work within yourself. And the Seven of Pentacles is taking this time to pause. What have I been investing my energy into and my time into? What thoughts do I sit in every day? What emotions do I sit in every day? What kind of people do I spend time with? You know, have I been investing more in being up in my head and in my fears instead of letting that go and working through my fears to see the truth of some of my fears, so then I can get down to, get rid of some of the clutter in my head, because we can have all these thoughts in our head about what's right, what's wrong, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. Who put all those thoughts in our head? It's really trying to get down to the King of Swords. What is my truth? And I think while some people are doing that right now, they might not be communicating with anyone because they're taking time to think. And it might be a really big change because, again, from the 5 down to the 2 of Pentacles is the 5 of Pentacles. We were moving forward in life with certain people, in certain jobs, in certain romantic relationships. And we were also moving forward with a philosophy of life that we thought was our truth. But, and that Taurus energy is kind of represented by the Hierophant. And it has to do with our overarching philosophy of life, how we view the world, how we view relationships, how we view ourselves in the world, how we view other people in the world. And some people, people can have really screwy ideas of how they view the world and how they view the relationships, Some people, it can just be that, I kind of thought that I would be the boss more so in a relationship, that for some reason I'd always imagine my dreams coming into reality, maybe with me and people looking to me as like the final person, instead of where we really work cooperatively together, because the 10 of Pentacles is made up of 2 5 of Pentacles, and that's fine for you to be the boss when it's only you living your life. And that could be something some people are considering. Should I just make my life about me? Or should I work together with someone else and come together with others to have a dream come into reality? But if we're going to work together with other people, I don't care if it would be you and your adult child going on a vacation. For you to think that I get to dictate everything, well, who would want to go out with you on vacation, Everybody has their wants and dreams that they have in life, and for some people to think, well, I just think it should be slanted in my favor. I get more of the things that I want than you get. Well, that's unjust and unfair. Everybody might have to trim some things off that, well, you wouldn't be able to do that if we're in a relationship or we're hanging out, that you would do if we weren't. Well, are you willing to make some compromises to not getting everything you want and working cooperatively with people? I guess it depends on if people want their dreams to come into reality. And some people right now could really have a lot of fear, maybe just about getting in a new relationship or working with other people and like switching jobs or something. And part of it could be because they maybe have to come out of hermit mode, where they've maybe, it does take time to recover from something that was, kind of might have, you had a dream, over here we were talking about moving forward in the 6 of Swords. You had a dream that you wanted to come into reality at a job, a friendship, a relationship, and it kind of blew up. Maybe because some people were hiding. For one, they could have been hiding that I don't want to be held accountable for my actions. I do have a lot of fear and insecurities. I do want to be in a relationship with people, but I'm kind of unstable, but yet I don't want to be held accountable for my actions. And that kind of can blow up a relationship. Or they were hiding that they think they're the boss for some reason, and the scales of justice should be tipped in their favor, and it's more about shadowy Aries can be, it's more about my wants, my needs, my lust, my greed, my pride, my ego. You know, whoever, some people think because they have these certain resources in the world that maybe other people would want to be in relationship with them, like they're good looking, they're financially well, they're charming, charismatic, have social clout, whatever, prestigious family, who knows, whatever the hell they think, you know. But for some reason, because if they think they have more of those things that might be more valued in the world, they could think then that they should get this preferential treatment in a relationship, and therefore think that, you know, can't I get in relationships and just work with people and kind of indulge myself in a relationship with them where I never have to go within to self-reflect about my own issues, and so then I don't deal with my issues, and then I might be kind of bossy and controlling and all about myself in a relationship, and I have these illusions about what it means to be in a relationship. And sometimes if people like that get in a relationship with someone, and then the person they're in a relationship with loves himself and starts to see that this wasn't all it was cracked up to be, and they start to go within to see the truth of what they weren't seeing before, and also to believe in themselves and believe in their dreams and willing to speak their truth and to hold themselves and these other people accountable. Well, that can blow the whole thing up too, because they're like, it's kind of like, well, if you're not willing to do it my way, then I don't even want to be in a relationship with you. And, you know, they were just kind of hiding that they were kind of shadowy like that. And some people might be trying to figure out if, am I kind of like that? And other people are realizing maybe the people they were in a job, friendship, or relationship were like that. And if some of those people are in that relationship right now, I think they're taking some time they might not be illuminating the truth that they've noticed. If they've noticed something kind of shadowy is going on, they're listening to their intuition maybe about when to speak up. You know, sometimes if you're dealing with people who are in shadowy energy, they are kind of maybe a little unstable, might be a little impatient, might be a little bossy and controlling, might be a little selfish. And it's kind of like, you know what? I might have come to this understanding and seen some truth that I hadn't seen before. And it's made me pause moving forward with them right now. And now I'm going to just kind of maybe watch and observe how the people I'm in a workplace or relationship with act. And sometimes, if they are someone who's kind of used to getting their way or being indulged, and other people maintain their balance, and they're not like taking the bait and like running to their aid or indulging them in whatever it is, in whatever way they like to be indulged in, sometimes that'll make the other person maybe angry or upset or something, where it's kind of like, you know, how are you going to act when because when one person in the dynamic changes how they respond in the dynamic, it affects the whole dynamic. And sometimes that can be a positive change, and some people are trying to bring positive change into an environment. And there's people who don't like that. It's kind of like, why are you doing that? why aren't you letting me manipulate you? And then, it gets them kind of riled up about the fact even that the fear that the other person might have started to realize the truth. Because if some people were in a relationship with someone who was kind of shadowy, that person didn't want them to see the truth. Because a shadowy person in a relationship, down here we have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Tower, and the Three of Cups. Because of the Ten of Swords. Sometimes some people got in a relationship and a loving person could go get in a relationship with another person because the relationship they were in, didn't work out. And they're kind of in a mental prison that someone they loved, went through this type of situation. And then sometimes, if there's someone else around who's like, hey, oh my gosh, I would love to be in a relationship with you, and this person hasn't done the healing within themselves, they can get in another relationship, and the person that they get in a relationship with really kind of doesn't have their best interest at heart. It's kind of like, oh, that's perfect. You're a loving, nurturing, supportive person. Oh, do you feel backstabbed and betrayed? Perfect. Let's date. And I don't want you to have a new beginning with anyone else. I don't want you to listen to your intuition. I don't want you to invest in being balanced. And that's sometimes when we kind of realize, like, especially if you're in the relationship and you're trying to move the relationship forward and putting in work and effort in a loving, just, fair, balanced way to bring a dream into reality. And then you kind of realize that the other person seems to do things that are contrary to bringing that dream into reality. It's like, why does this not keep moving forward? I have been putting in this work and effort to bring a dream into reality. Why isn't it coming into reality? And that's when it's kind of like, oh, they don't want it to change. They don't want to do things differently. They want to keep doing things the way it is. And, and it's kind of working against the loving dream coming into reality because they might like the more indulgent dream to come into reality. Okay. Well, so I think if anybody is getting out of a relationship or did get out of a relationship or are thinking of getting out of a job or relationship, I think they're taking their time. They're getting balanced. They're working through maybe all the different options. What if I leave this job or relationship? What if I were to go get in that job or that relationship? And eventually you just have to get to where I know I can't stay here. This is not the place for me. And maybe I need to go invest in, if it's like a job, putting out applications somewhere else, kind of hoping the other place doesn't find out that you're putting in applications somewhere else. And you've got to decide, come what may, I'm going to stand in my truth. And if any of you were looking to invest maybe in a romantic relationship with someone, you definitely want them, just like people who want to get in a relationship with you, they want to know that the other people are completely done with that other relationship. Nobody wants to invest in someone who's still juggling. And for some of you, you've moved on from a relationship and you have detached. You're no longer thinking that you even could have or would want to have a new beginning with some of those people in your past, and you're not talking to them anymore. And you've really put in this work and effort within yourself. To high vibe Taurus energy would be acting with character and integrity every day, putting one step in front of the other to have a solid, stable foundation in your life. And the Two of Pentacles is detaching from that old way of thinking and some philosophies of life that you might had. High vibe Two of Pentacles and Capricorn energy is kind of freeing yourself from a more worldly view of life, some of your fears, your insecurities, your codependencies, because shadowy Capricorn is represented by the devil. So you're harnessing high vibe Capricorn energy to get out of your working through all your own issues to be stable within yourself. And it's something, you know, you went from probably being up in your head to now you've realized that the way to completely detach and let that go and put an end to doing this inner work, to kind of go out in the world and speaking your truth, to bring your dreams into reality and taking action in truth and love and everything to bring your dreams into reality. You've going through this whole process to get where you had been up in your head to now you're focused on love and listening to your intuition. And realizing that I don't have to be in my head about the next person or next job I go get, because I've learned to listen to my superpower, which it isn't my eyes, it isn't what people say, it isn't what people wear, it isn't, you know, it's to really trust your intuition. When you work together with other people, let your intuition guide you. Again, it's not how they smile in your face. It's not how they act. It's not what they wear. It's not what they drive, blah, 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 blah. That's getting caught up in the worldly nature of it. I need to listen to my intuition and see if they seem to be being authentic and truthful about the truth of their foundation. Do they operate from love and insightfulness? Have they really detached from their more living from their mind and their heart, being up in their head, and a more emotionally manipulative way of being, to be someone who's willing to be truthful and just and fair and balanced and bold and brave enough to do love? And other people also could be looking at you that way. And they've been waiting to see if you have completely detached from that old situation before they communicate with you. And while some people could have been watching you, you could have been watching others to see if they're going to detach from some things and ways of life that they've been living to speak their truth. And eventually, you know, if people aren't bringing it into the 3D world, you know, we have to be willing to see the truth of that some people might watch us and they'll call judgment on ever communicating with us. You might watch some people, and if they don't bring it into reality, if some of you already did reach out to someone that you'd like to work together with them in the Three of Cups, well, if it doesn't come in reality, we've got to be willing in truth not to be stuck juggling. That it's like, okay, you know, there's just, again, listening to your intuition, that if people aren't willing to work with me, then I need to let go of that. I can't keep self-reflecting on it and wondering if it's going to work out. I'm going to take action to go bring my dreams into reality, you know? The people who are free and open to working together with you in friendships and relationships and jobs would take action. And because some people could contemplate and hide from the world forever. It's like, okay, you can hide from the world forever, you know, whatever, I'm going to move on and go find the people in the world who are willing to also harness high vibe Aries, high vibe Libra, high vibe Virgo, who are willing to bring their dreams into reality. I assume if my dream, it doesn't work out with you, then the divine must have someone else in store for me. So I wish you peace. And it might be that you realize some people are really manipulated by things that stop them from gaining insight and wisdom. You know, it can just be, they could have other people in their life who encourage them not to speak their truth, not take action in truth, not to self-reflect, to maybe harness more shadowy Libra, Aries, Virgo energy. You should make your life about money and materialism. You should go get in a relationship with this person. That'd be good for your status or your image. Or they have money. You should go get in a relationship with them. You know, if we kind of align with our shadowy nature, and if you know some people who do, odds are they have other people in their life that they hang out with that live their life that way too. And those people might encourage them to live their life that way. And part of the reason why they go along with those people is there's a part of them that wants to live their life that way too. And Virgo goes within to see the truth. And the truth is what sets us free. To let go of those people, because if their underlying philosophy of life, of how they want to operate in the world, is more about ego and image or fear or manipulation or greed, they're not on the same page as you. But I do think there will be, as you are willing to detach from that and keep moving forward in the world, there's going to be other people in the world that have been looking just for someone like you to come up the stream of life, like, oh my gosh, and you find out that, yeah, I kind of went through something like that too. And, both people who have learned lessons in life, that it is about not being manipulated, not manipulating others, not trying to hide from being held accountable for your actions, taking accountability for your actions, being willing to speak your truth, to take action, to do what's just and fair and right, and to make decisions that are best for everyone involved and not just themselves. And if other people see you're someone like that, yeah, they'd love to be in a relationship with you. So what are the people in shadowy energy doing? In order to move forward in life differently and not keep repeating an old pattern, we have to detach from an old way of being. And some people are aligned with the illusion. It's all about myself, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be all about me? Isn't that what relationships are about? Or caught up in the illusion of the world. Isn't it all about money and materialism and status and image, or indulging? And if I do that, ain't I living the dream? I think they have some lessons to learn in life, because it's clouding their vision from seeing that it's supposed to be about high vibe Libra and Taurus energy. If you want to give birth to something new, you have to get balance within yourself and quit thinking it's just about you or the world or indulgence or living in your mind or your fear or your insecurity or immaturity. You have to get balanced within yourself. Libra is represented by the scales of justice. And Taurus energy that we talked about up here, it takes work and effort. And some people don't want to put in the work and effort it takes to get out of their more ego or fearful or worldly view of life. And they perpetually stay tipped out of balance a little bit, more aligned with the world than a higher truth and justice and love. And they have this illusion that they're going to be able to, in shadowy energy, the Empress is about wanting to either be the privileged person in a relationship where it's all about them and they're the boss, or it's about being surrounded by luxury. And they think they're going to be able to give birth to working together with other people in the world who are more aligned with, in their Capricorn energy, doesn't mean they have to be a Capricorn, but who is more aligned with their more worldly nature. You could look at maybe the Three of Pentacles as being the more worldly nature, and maybe the Three of Cups in Cancer energy being able to align with your more loving nature. And the people who dealt with their fears and insecurities with love were able to detach from that old foundation and see the truth that it is about truth and justice and fairness and love. That's how you have a truly abundant foundation of your dreams. But some people think, but I'd have to do love. I'd have to be truthful. I'd have to speak my truth. Some people just don't want to speak their truth. Some people don't want to be authentic in the world. Shadow energy is about creating this illusion. It's kind of like letting your false mask, your ego nature run your life. Well, I couldn't be authentically myself in the world. What would people say? I'd get hurt. If I just let my ego run my life, well then it's like protecting themselves, I think, you know? And so they kind of align with their more egoic nature, keeping their authentic self, their more loving, free self, hidden beneath the surface. And instead, they align with their more false nature of Libra, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm going to make my foundation about the world, not love. I'm going to make my life about money and materialism and status and image or indulgence. And I'm sure there's people, if I have those things of the world, there will be other people who've put an end to aligning within themselves and listening to their intuition and loving and believing in themselves to be free. And because other people don't love and believe in themselves and haven't freed themselves from being more motivated and inspired by the world, I'm sure those people will want to work with me in a relationship. And so that's their idea. I could do love, I could be just and fair, I could speak my truth, I could be authentic, I could let go of my more worldly philosophy of life to be free and let go of hiding from the world and speak my truth and get my divine inheritance. Our divine inheritance is to come down here and free ourselves. We all have this dualistic nature. We all have our worldly nature, but we can free ourselves from that with love and adhering to a higher truth and justice that, you know, I can be part of the world and not be conformed to the world. We all put in work and effort to have stability and security and enjoy the finer things in life, but I don't have to like sell my soul and give up my authentic nature to conform to the world and let my ego and my fear and all those things and my more immature, indulgent, prideful, egotistical nature run my life. I can grow and mature myself to my full potential and live my authentic life, speak my truth and be at a place of balance within yourself. You know, that peace that surpasses understanding when you know you are standing in your truth. And some people have the idea that, no, there's other people out there in the world, when they maybe have something happen in their life where a relationship doesn't work out, then I think those people will maybe come back to me or make me an offer because I'm standing here like, it's kind of like, you know, all we're doing is playing out the energies of like positive energy and shadowy energy, like life-giving energy of the divine and shadowy energy of the devil. And the devil tries to look like God, per se, just like the moon tries to look like the sun, but it isn't. And they have their truth. And there is a lot of other people in the world who view life the way they do, who will probably get in a relationship with them because they also are not willing to do love. Because that means they have to deal with all the things they keep buried beneath the surface that blocks them from choosing to put in the work and effort to love themselves, to be free of their more codependent nature, their prideful, immature, egotistical, materialistic nature. So, you know, for some of the people that you would wish would move forward with you maybe at this time, you know, some people are young. You know, for some of you, it could be your children. Some of your adult children are putting in the work and effort to maintain balance, to move forward with you, to not kind of make their life about just indulging themselves. Some of those people are listening to their intuition. Some other people in your life won't be moving forward with you at this time because some of them just have already picked their path. Just like you've picked I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm not going to indulge my shadow nature. I'm letting truth and love dictate the decisions I make in my life. There's other people that are like, yeah, I'm not doing that path. I'm doing this path. And they want to work with their more worldly nature, and they think they're going to be able to give birth to these things of the world that they want. You can give birth to those things where you have those things of the world. If you don't plant good seeds, I think it's the moon card is about living in illusion and fantasy land. I think some of the people think, like, I can manipulate the system. I don't have to do it that way, and I can still have everything that I want. It's like, I don't know if you can have love, because if you get other loving people to get in a relationship with you, eventually those people listen to their intuition. And eventually those people go within to figure out why this doesn't seem to be what they thought it was going to be. And then they see the truth. Oh, your dream was to be in a relationship with the foundation being more about fear or insecurity or indulgence or materialism. And you thought I'd want to keep staying in it for those reasons. But I've done work within myself to heal from my own fears and insecurities, to grow and mature myself like people are supposed to do in the world. And I'm ready for the next phase of life. Are you coming with or not? And some of them are like, nope, you'll have to go on alone. I'll go find someone else to get in a relationship. Because some people, why do we repeat an old pattern? Some people have a fear of stepping outside their comfort zone or doing life differently. Some people have a fear of love because of people they have dealt with in their past. Some people are very egotistical and prideful and self-centered. And they're unwilling, whatever it is, they're unwilling to see the truth of it. And I think with the Ten of Swords here, when they had the opportunity to appear, to see the truth, listen to their intuition and take action in truth, they said no. Which, what do we do in our shadow nature? It's kind of like, I do have mental conflict, but I don't want to deal with it. That takes work and effort. I don't want to self-reflect. I don't want to figure out why that relationship didn't end. I don't want to see how I could have contributed to that not working out. I don't want to see the truth that the people I was dealing with were immature or prideful or self-centered. I could love them, and I don't want to see that truth about them. Some people just don't want to see the truth about people in their life who have made them defensive to love. And they decided, I know what? If there's someone else willing to be in a relationship with me when I feel unstable and is offering me a new emotional beginning, I'll just go get in a relationship with them with my same unstable foundation. I'll just carry it around with me. My sadness, my regrets, my past pain and heartbreak, my self-centeredness, whatever it is. I just don't think it's not going to work out the way they planned. Because I think this whole worldly matrix was set up for us to have free will. We can do whatever we want. But if we keep not choosing truth and justice and wanting to stay in denial or immaturity, it's like putting your hand on a hot burner with the devil. It's like, ooh, that hurts. Ow, that hurts. Ow, damn. Damn. But we want to do it for some reason anyway, because we so much do not want to see the truth, or we don't want to grow up, or we don't want to discipline ourselves. Like, well, that's okay. You can do that, but you're going to be creating a little bit of hell on earth, and it's not going to turn out the way you planned, because I think the whole worldly system was set up for us to see the truth. That we have the free will to create a little hell on earth or a little heaven on earth. And if we're prideful and egotistical and selfish and greedy and bossy and controlling, other people are going to end a relationship with us. And good luck finding someone to keep staying in a relationship with you when you act like that. And if you haven't learned to love yourself, guess what? You're going to get in some relationships that don't work out, and you're going to feel emotionally manipulated. When do we quit looking to other people to love us? And when do we decide to invest in loving ourselves and in loving our own unstable foundation and gaining insight and wisdom about, oh, it wasn't supposed to be about like being codependent, like a child would be on a parent. I'm an adult now. I'm supposed to learn how to love and believe in myself and invest in my own sense of balance. Because in our shadow nature, we can be codependent on other people, other things to make us feel better because we haven't learned to love ourselves. And I think they'll keep getting in relationships that are emotionally confusing because they hide from love. Either they don't want to do love and be just and fair and loyal and committed in relationships, thinking they can manifest all the things they want anyway. Or if it is issues about learning to love themselves, some of those people are going to go subconsciously, I think, since they weren't willing to do the work maybe when they were in loving relationships to do this healing work, they're probably going to go get in relationships with people who remind them of some people in their past that hurt them. They'll have some of the same traits and characteristics. They won't realize it initially. And that will be the big aha moment. Like, oh my gosh, you know, when I'm in a relationship with loving people, I can reject them and not really invest in them. But if someone kind of creates this illusion of something buried in my subconscious, reminiscent of someone I loved, I want to work with them. But we're talking about shadowy energy, so we could be talking about people who present themselves in the world as being loving. But again, the Three of Cups presenting themselves as loving, the Empress card presenting themselves as loving, but it's an illusion. And why are we so drawn? You know, some people just got childhood wounding, or, you know, it's kind of to make the people in our life that we could have grown up with, who we didn't feel gave us the loving and nurturing that we wanted. And then it's to find like a replacement person who subconsciously kind of reminds us of that person. Like, this time I'm going to win. This time they're going to love me. This time they're going to be all that I wanted. And that's part of the illusion. What was. We're supposed to heal and move on from that and let it be. And some people haven't went through that yet to realize that. And they're going to learn some tough lessons, I think. Let's go ask what's coming up for the people who harness some high vibe Cancer energy. What's coming up for them that they don't maybe see coming? Okay. The Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords because of the Hangman. Well, I think as you move forward in life, you're going to continue in high vibe Seven of Swords energy, which is Aquarius energy. The Five of Swords is like you have your dream and you're listening to your intuition, that if as you move forward, if you're dealing with people who your intuition tells you are kind of immature in their thinking, logic, and reasoning, and might be kind of prideful and egotistical and stubborn in the Hangman energy, yeah, been there, done that, and you're going to listen to your intuition about those people. And then those people will realize they can't, so they harness this energy in a shadowy way. People like that might pop up because they'd like to indulge in a relationship with you. They're in their pride and ego, or they feel stuck. And you're like, nope, not going to, I'm going to listen to my intuition. And then you take this position, harnessing these energies in a high vibe way, which is like standing in your inner hopeful believing nature because you've been enlightened to the truth. And the people that were trying to manipulate you and deceive you and confuse you about the truth are going to have to go back from where they came from, because you are no longer as naive and gullible. You know, you've been enlightened to the truth in high vibe Pisces energy. And you don't have to have this big ferocious way of being in the world. It's kind of like, I just speak the simple truth, you know? I have a dream of what I want in the world. And I want to be in relationships with people who speak the truth and take action in truth and are just and fair and balanced and have dealt with their past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs, who've been enlightened to the truth. It's about being free to live your life authentically. And some people are like, oh shit, no way, man. I'm going to go find someone else to get in a relationship with. And I think there's going to be other people who see that you listen to your intuition and that you're not just jumping into anything out of pride and ego, and they see that you are enlightened and they are going to come and talk to you in that authentic, simple nature of, like it could be, if it's not someone you know, it's just to get to know you, and you'll listen to your intuition, and everybody could be listening to their intuition. Are you operating from pride and ego? Are you prideful and egotistical? Are you deceptive and manipulative? Are you immature? And get to where both people are on the same page, where, we think we can work together to bring a dream into reality, So I think that would be saying, keep listening to your intuition, and you will see from the 7 to the 1 is the 6 of Swords again, of seeing who you can move forward with, who is enlightened to the truth that you can move forward with in friendships and relationships, and who you can't move forward with because you have different truths. Some people operate from ego, some people operate from enlightenment. Tell us about the people who harness a little more worldly or shadowy Cancer energy. What do they not see coming? Okay. Had some cards flip in the middle of the deck. The World card, the 10 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, because of the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Well, for some of them, if they did have, we have high vibe Sagittarius energy here and high vibe Leo energy, that if they had been dealing with some high vibe people that were, I kind of look at the wands as kind of listening to your intuition, that those people had been trying to love and encourage them, and those people now are wishing them peace and they're moving on. And they're also, if previously when they were in a relationship with them, in tarot we have the pages and the knights and the kings and the queens, where previously people could have gotten in a relationship with people who are like this when they were more immature and they had lessons to learn, those people have learned the lesson now in their Sagittarius energy, because they learned between the 1 and the 10 that they had to learn to have good boundaries within themselves. And they had been defensive being in a relationship with people like this. And now they've been inspired to drop the burden and having to be defensive with people like this, that, I'm moving on and I'm giving it everything I've got to go have a new beginning. And I wish you peace, but, I've learned the lesson I was meant to learn, and that's over. I will not be taking action towards you anymore and offering you a new beginning in love. I have learned the lesson to have good boundaries within myself and stand up for myself. And Sagittarius energy and high vibe is about higher learning and education. You've wrapped your brain around this game of life, that it is, we can love people and not want to be in a relationship with them because they're kind of immature and they don't learn lessons. And they just keep thinking, no, I was supposed to learn a lesson there, but no, I'm going to keep moving forward in my pride and ego and keep trying to emotionally manipulate people. It's like, yeah, we go about things differently. So I wish you peace. I'm moving on. Another thing they might not see coming, well, with the 10 of Swords here, I think it's going to be a recurring problem in their life, is that they keep trying to be kind of like an immature player who doesn't want to have to grow up emotionally. They keep thinking, oh no, I'll just go get in a relationship with someone else who's maybe went through a painful ending, and I'll come in and offer them a cup of love. And some people might see the truth, especially if this is somebody who ends up really getting a reputation for being an immature player. It's like, don't you get in relationships with people and then you end it, or they end it with you? I don't think I even want to get involved in this. For others, they might have someone come towards them who's kind of immature like they are, and it's all meant to try to help them see the truth. Oh my gosh, really? Is this the way I want to keep living my life? And, I need to grow up and I need to get out of this and I need to start listening to my intuition. I think that would be more. Don't hold your breath for anybody you know who's prideful, egotistical, bossy, controlling, egotistical, self-centered. Odds are they might repeat this pattern all their life because they're too prideful to admit it. But some people who you might know in the world, again, between your own adult children or siblings or whoever or friends, they could be a loving person. They just haven't seen the truth. That if they kind of don't listen to their intuition and kind of indulge in things, it's probably not going to work out the way they want. Some of those people might realize that I need to stop this. I need to grow up. And they could have people in their life, like some of you people, who are offering them love and encouragement, but it's basically you have to put away your more immature ways of being. You need to gain insight and wisdom about why you do what you do, because if you're going to be in my future, I need people who are more balanced and self-aware. And some of those people will do it. And some of them won't make it, and they're going to have to go another round. We've all got lessons to learn in life. Some people are ready to move forward, and some people aren't. The people who are ready will move forward, and it's not just you and your friends and your family. People in the world are going through this right now. Some people will move to a more, like the next level of life. I kind of like to think of it as like the video games, like back in the day with like Mario Kart or Donkey Kong or whatever. You know, some people slip through and keep falling through the hole to go back down to the next level until they kind of master that. And then other people kind of go ready to face their fears and insecurities of stepping out of their comfort zone to go into unknown territory, and other people aren't ready to do that, so they're going to keep repeating a pattern until they maybe have better footing under their feet, learn some more life lessons, grow and mature themselves some more to be ready to step into unknown territory. But there'll be all sorts of people in the world moving forward with you, so there you go, Cancer energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.